All right. So I just followed my exact plan from yesterday. Bad sleep last night, but luckily I already had a really clear plan and it like happened exactly as I would have thought. It followed exactly what I had planned, so I was able to get in full size even though I slept poorly. But that's the only way I would allow myself to go full size is because I had a plan. Um, But yeah, we had the bullish flows on Qs from Friday, and then I was expecting the divergence to happen here, which we got, and into the key level. It happened exactly as I thought. YM and ES both taking the low out, NASDAQ holding up. And then we've got relative equal highs here. We have the London high here, which is my only iffy possibility, but I would think that um, things would kind of line up with where we were at if that was going to be the key level. So I think this is pretty obvious. Equal highs. Flows are really bullish so far at the open. They're actually very bullish. Q holdings, yeah, everything is volume and supported. The only thing that's bearish is Russell, but that's not what I'm trading right now. Russell's got equal lows here, and it also had SMT, but I don't almost want to see them get souped to actually want to get long if this is going to be like a SMT long. So far, we've just used all of the entire morning to accumulate here. Um, I used this swing low as my, no wait, sorry. There was some lows right here. There were some relative equal lows here this morning that I used to enter into a nice discount. That way I wasn't chasing. And so far everything looks pretty bullish. The way we're moving, we took the highs out, created an order block, manufactured these highs, took those out. Now we're pulling back, manufactured this high. Now we're pulling back into the order block. Maybe we're going to take that out now. So just got to give it some time to play, but nobody's taken out any key levels yet for me. Dow Jones first key level would be the London high, and all we did was kind of create another possible divergence with relative equal lows here now. So maybe that's going to be something in a minute. Yeah, SPY still bullish. Qs came down. Um, don't like that though. It's coming down with volume. Let's see. Oh, well, now it's going up. So it's just, can't get too caught up in that small moves. Yeah, Russell is probably going to come take this low out. I just don't know if I'd long Russell. The SMT, like last time, didn't work. So it only really works when it's Russell making weak the weakness, and you're confident that the Dow's going to go up. And at that point, it's usually better just to trade the Dow. And I still like this level on NASDAQ because there's this low here, making this like a support and resistance. I mean, this high did technically take this high out, but now it's got that liquidity look to it, which makes me think it's gonna either go for this order block or the previous AM session high or the open. So many drawings on this, but just gonna have to put well, Tide just made a big comeback. Q's just is ripping now, and they're selling puts, it looks like. So it's looking great so far. I'm really hoping, and it still makes sense, that this is just the reaccumulation of that order block, like I just said, since it's could just be manufacturing that high for now. The flows had, put premiums rising, but the volume is not there to really support it. So yeah, really just watching cues. Yeah, see Holdings just doesn't even care about that pullback at least. If YM comes up and takes out the Asia high though, I'm probably gonna, wherever we're at, which will be likely up into here, I may scale some out. But the relative strength is in NASDAQ, so the trade logically should actually outperform what the YM does. So it might take these relative equal highs that it manufactured out and then pull back and then still go back up. Just might take a while, time wise. Whoa, Q's flows just went crazy, but I don't really see anything in the volume there. Nothing really happened there. So, but market tide looks good. Hopefully we can get some follow through. And we literally accumulated all the way into the open. So just from a time perspective, this trade still has till 10:30 to play. That's like when you would actually expect it to be delivering, that or into lunch. So even though it's chopping around here, it's totally normal. Should should probably take a while until the next move, since there's no real news today. There was something at 8 o'clock my time. 8 o'clock my time, that's 10 o'clock. So there is an orange folder type thing. Yeah. So there is one little catalyst yellow folder. Wow, Russell just took out the Asia high. Hmm. Well, that might actually be a good thing for my trade because it might rotate that into the NASDAQ since the NASDAQ's a little laggy right now. Let me go back to see what the higher time frame charts are looking like. See if anything's changed. Yeah, we got a 4-hour close in a little bit. No shifts. Everything's being rebalanced. 1 hour. Yeah, now we're just into the inefficiency on the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour on NASDAQ. That was the inefficiency, so it makes sense that we pull back there at the same time manufacturing those highs. So I'm just going to note that so that I don't forget that that's there. And then there's another one just above it here. And that's the same thing on everything. So Russell really showing strength here. And hopefully NASDAQ can follow through. The volume isn't supporting that move up in the calls. But now that we're getting that sweep on Russell, hopefully that's going to help rotate back into the Qs. And now NASDAQ's taken out the AM session low so far. And the 830 level. Wow. That's going to be quite the bummer if this knocks me out. But we do have that news. Maybe we're going to reaccumulate right now, right back into the news. Same level. But I probably will take partials now here if we get back up into here, since we have these new kind of a key level forming with the AM session high. But yeah, that's not what I wanted, obviously. Q holdings are actually still bullish, but yeah, not working out so far. The flows on everything else on Friday was bearish, so this may be a short on the Dow Jones because of this Russell move here. And that wick on Dow. Would have liked it to go a little higher, but it doesn't need to. We've already, yeah. Wow. Okay, Q's calls are negative now. Holdings still holding bullish. But yeah, volume isn't like super, it's not really clear on Q's. But the premiums aren't looking good. Calls are now negative. Holdings still, I don't know. Now it's just being a little tricky. Tide flipping, but still no volume matching what's happening. SPY's still bullish, but there is some put buying though. We got Russell in the Dow. Might have been a short there. I don't like how jagged they made that high though. I mean, it just shot up and then sold off really sharp. So it's not looking too great. Though structurally, yeah, it makes sense. It could just be reaccumulating still. Just seems weird that they would spend so long. Unless this is just the higher time frame reversal all the way to the highs, then yeah, then this would make sense. But I was just looking for this short-term move. News is in 3 minutes. I think that's kind of what we're waiting for now. Yeah, I really don't like this high was just so jagged. That's just, 1 hour inefficiency. Just kind of weird that we didn't take this high though. It's like, why would they leave that there? But it's on the 1 hour chart. Yeah, 1 hour chart's not even there, so yeah. And they probably would have, yeah, they probably just trailed their stops there anyways. So, dang, yeah, it sucks. Looks like I'm about to get stuffed here. Literally a tick away from my stop loss. And there we go. Everything looks really bearish in the flows now. Yep. It's just not gonna work out today. Well, probably gonna rip down into the news to take me out finally. We'll see. Well, the news has come. Now we're just got relative go highs on both sides, relative go lows. came down half a point away, and now we're going to take it out, most likely. The trade is still valid though until it takes me out. I mean, this isn't looking good, but it hasn't taken me out, so I'm going to stay in until it does. But yeah, not looking good on Qs anymore. Holdings still not really making sense. It just seems like it would still want to go up with the way that they sold all those puts. So same thing on SPY. But yeah, now there is a key level that's below. So I'm actually going to move that there. Oh, you can't see. There we go. Just half a point from my stop loss. We've had everything, so it's either gonna just start delivering now to the highs, or I'm gonna lose, and it should happen today. Well, now ES has the divergence. Dow Jones might want that low again because of what happened on the Russell. And now we got kind of like an equal low with the yesterday's PM low. So that might be kind of a headwind for this to be able to really reach up. But I mean, it's NASDAQ, so we'll see. If we're reaching up into here right into 1030, then yeah, I'm gonna keep this here, but actually might just use my market orders. Should at least get out some there. But I mean, the trade is everything is still valid for this high. The AM high is only key level at a key time, so it's 10:04. If we're up here in the next 15 minutes, then yeah, I'll look to take a big partial there. At least lock in something. Which, yeah, I mean, that's how to do it. just think what they did was they actually just took profits on their puts, and I don't think they loaded up bullish. They just took some profits. So, but yeah, I guess Friday was pretty bullish. Or unloading their puts at least. But this from here to here, yeah. Dang, I was hoping this 5 minute candle would displace. They're making it really tricky here to be able to hold it long. Yeah, on the 15 minute and stuff, it's just a bunch of wicks. They're holding this the whole AM here. It just seems like they may be using it to accumulate. But I don't know, man. Putting that low there. Perfectly equal lows almost. Dow Jones is recovering though. Soup those relative equal lows. Man, just seemed like the play should have been in Nasdaq though, based on the flow from Friday and the divergence and the setup. Yeah, if I lose on this, just honestly shouldn't be that upset. Just I feel like I did everything right. There wasn't like a reason to get out there for me. Russell took the high, but it's like that's, if anything, that's actually a bullish signal short term. Um, but yeah, well, yeah, that's just not my thing. 1 minute chart, we're just back down into the order block. Created some equal lows there. Maybe we're gonna go below those. We did shift above that high on the 1 minute, so then we just took out the trailed stops, and all the candle bodies are holding the fair value gap. So that's something for the moment. But yeah, I don't like these smooth lows. But all these highs are really smooth, so I really like that. And Russell already took out these highs, so if it's going to go up again, it might actually just be shooting up for the next high. Yeah. It's taking everything out, so the next area would just be the gap fill. Oh. And now we're getting into the 10:30 time frame. So next one would be 11:30. This isn't gonna play anything. I mean, it could just be reaccumulating for the short side too. The way it's looking, Tide just started selling off pretty hard. Yeah, man. We're doing some real tricky stuff in the flows. Like with the volume, wish I could like watch it on like a smaller time frame, you know. Because then I think I'd be a little bit clearer on what they're doing. See, like this big call selling, but then like barely any volume. But the problem is the what the puts where the puts are. The calls were all bought there. Come down a little bit, but they're still higher than where the price was, which is just weird. And SPY looks like it would want those smooth highs, so. But yeah. Yeah. Plays in Russell, I guess. What did I have? What were my thoughts on Russell? I like I like how VIX is coming down. There, VIX futures finally coming down after gapping up. Big gap to fill too, but relative equal highs formed. this dude. Just a nothing burger for the morning. Might take a few days for this trade to like really play out. It's 10:20. So just stuck in the range. Alright. Yeah, I'm just probably going to target this high here. Just going to have to be happy with that for today. And split this guy up.
Order cancelled.
Order cancelled.
Order submitted.
Order working.
Order submitted.
Order working.
Leave a runner there. Oh yeah, I was looking at Russell. Regular VIX. This gap, let's mark that up too. I just like to have these, just so I know. Short-term VIX making new lows, nice. That's good. All right, so yeah, for Russell, my thoughts were, let's look at my notion. Russell. Super clean, technically. Yeah, there just wasn't a clean level, you know. Look, now we're getting some movement. It's 10:22. So yeah, I think it is wise to don't want to hold it. But that is the AM high. And we're reaching up into that. Honestly, if ES is going to be strong like it is, I may actually raise it and just take like 2 off there, or 3, not 5. My emotions want to just get out, so I'm 5ing that. So there's some bullish premium there, and the calls are fine, or the volume's finally matching it, so maybe we're actually going to get the move here. But it's not super bullish, you know. I think ES is also going to take that, so I'm going to move this. And yeah, we do have relative equal highs there, so I think I will at least take one off. That way I'm at least covered if there's going to be some shenanigans. Let me just look at ES first though, before I decide. Does ES have anything? Not really. Just the regular trading hours gap. SPY just the wick that somehow was there overnight. I think SPY's just headed for those highs. There, we've taken both out. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for something interesting to happen here. Oh, London high. Let's look at that. Just keeping in mind NASDAQ should be the stronger one to deliver higher. I don't like that Russell's taking out the high again because last time that triggered a bad move. So yeah, I'm just gonna sell
Order submitted.
Order working.
Order
to
Order filled.
Order
Order filled.
Order
Order
canceled.
cancelled.
Order
Order
canceled.
cancelled.
there. Risk is covered now. And now I can kind of hold this without stressing. We got 5 contracts left.
Order canceled.
Order cancelled.
And yeah, we'll kind of take partials too as we go if I see anything. Everything's looking good. Yes, there was a pool of liquidity there. But I think with ES moving, that really makes me want to keep holding this. Since ES took higher time frame liquidity, and there's really smooth highs all the way at the highs.
Order
Order
canceled.
cancelled.
I'm gonna break up these orders.
Order submitted.
Order working.
Order submitted.
Order working.
Have one up here.
Order submitted.
Order working.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. We'll just do that. Man, yeah, what a tough trade though. That was crazy. On the 5-minute chart, we have displaced above this high, and everything looks pretty clean here. So if we reject this, I'm gonna watch it carefully, and I may move my stop here. That way I don't lose money. But I am gonna just watch it carefully. Everything still looks kind of good. Yeah, maybe this is just a short on the Dow. And that's what's the problem. Don't like how it's immediately rebalancing this market structure shift. So I may just get out. Yeah, that is not. Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, that's not good. It is retracing into the order block, which is normal. But that 1-minute candle down, sketchy. Yeah, and if it's going to come down into this again, let's see. Let's see. SPY. Yeah, it just might be a short. The AM high. That did happen at 10:30. So yeah, I'm gonna. Stop the bleeding there. It's gonna take you out.
Order filled.
Stop filled.
Cool. Not my day today.
Order cancelled.
$80. What the heck?
Order filled.
Order filled.
Oh my gosh, I didn't copy my account. Well, I made $5 on my options account with the bad fills, and 1R on my futures account. Dang, yeah, that's a bummer. That was just, and who knows, it's probably just gonna play out, but the way that happened into 10:30, I mean, this is the real order block. Maybe I made a mistake there. This is a very difficult trade, to be honest, so guess it's, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just tough. It's like, why is this being so tricky? Well, I'll just find an easier trade later. I'll do the same thing, and maybe next time it'll just play out. So, just make sure all of the orders are canceled, because that would suck. Okay, everything's filled. Dang. Whatever, dude. That sucks. That was annoying. I was up on my options account, and just the premium getting wrecked from all the chop. It's kind of a bummer. But at least I didn't lose money. So, just sucks when you have a 2 hours and have a really nice plan and everything works out, and then you just, yeah, it just shakes you out and stuff like that. So, whatever's. Gonna call it here. Slept terrible, so I'm not gonna take any more.